You know, in pretty much any complex industry today, just getting a handle on all the statistical data, it's a huge challenge. So today, we're going to take an inside look at a platform that was built to solve that exact problem. It's called the Six Sigma Center.
Yeah, this quote, it really just nails it, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Whether you're building jet engines or, life-saving drugs, your decisions are only ever as good as your data. But here's the kicker. That data is often just incredibly complex to really master.
You know, we hear it all the time, right? Be data-driven. But what does that really mean when you're just drowning in spreadsheets, feeling completely overwhelmed? And it's all about forging that raw data into actual, usable mastery. Just try to picture the sheer amount of data behind the things we all rely on every single day, from airplanes to pharmaceuticals. It is a literal mountain of complexity. And for the folks on the front lines, the engineers, the quality experts, making sense of all that, well, it's not just a job, it's a massive responsibility.
So, okay, how do you even begin to tackle a challenge that big?
Well, this is where the Six Sigma Center comes in. It's a platform where learning and actually doing are fused into one.
And right away, you need to forget thinking of this as just some website. It's way more like a digital forge. Seriously, it's a tool that's been designed from the ground up to help you hammer out clear, actionable insights from what is often really dense, messy data.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you take all that messy, raw data and actually forge it into something powerful, into real mastery?
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, the whole platform is built on this really unique idea. They integrate learning directly with powerful analysis tools. This isn't about, memorizing a bunch of formulas from a textbook. No, this is about building the skills you can actually use on the job tomorrow.
And this is the answer they're proposing, the Six Sigma Center. Now don't think of this as just another piece of software. It's more like a digital workshop, a forge if you will. This is the spot where knowledge, actual hands-on application, and deep analysis all converge.
It all kind of breaks down into this three-step journey to real expertise. First, you learn the ropes with these interactive tutorials. Then, you validate what you've learned with real-world case studies. And finally, you reinforce all of it with a super handy statistical glossary.
All right, let's dive into the real engine of this platform, learning through scenarios. This is all about getting your hands dirty, moving way beyond just passive theory.
So the curriculum here, it's really smartly designed to guide you. You start with the fundamentals, things like statistical process control. You'll hear it called SPC, which basically helps you monitor a process over time. And from there, it takes you all the way up to really advanced topics like design of experiments. It's a clear, logical pathway to mastering these incredibly powerful tools. Okay, so let's take a classic example, statistical process control, or SPC. The platform starts you off with the core theory, understanding the difference between common and special cause variation. But then, bam, you're immediately dropped into a real-world scenario where you have to actually apply it and choose the right control chart. It's theory, then practice, right away.
And this is what I really like. It doesn't just grade you. It doesn't just say, yep, you're right. It tells you why you're right. It explains exactly why the XR chart is the perfect tool for this specific situation. This isn't about memorizing formulas. It's about building genuine analytical judgment.
Let's try another one. Process capability. This is a big one. You learn the critical difference between CP, your process's potential, and CPK, its actual performance. And then, of course, you're tested. You see a scenario where the process could be great. The CP is 1.8, but the CPK is only 1.2. And that tells you the real story. This process has potential, but it is way off center.
And again, this is where the value really comes in. The platform gives you the so what. It doesn't just hand you the numbers. It gives you an actual actionable insight, a clear recommendation. Center the process, and you can unlock its full potential. It's basically a roadmap for improvement.
All right, next up is measurement system analysis. You probably know it as gauge R&R, and this is so critical. I mean, your decisions are only as good as the data you're measuring, right? So in this tutorial, you hit a scenario where a whopping 35% of the variation is coming from the measurement system itself. That is a massive red flag.
And this is where the platform's built-in analysis is just brilliant. It slices right through the confusion. It automatically calculates where all that variation is coming from and gives you clear, simple guidelines.
So you can confidently say, yes, I can trust this data, or no way, we need to fix our measurement system first. You see, this immediate feedback loop, that's what makes all the difference. You're not just passively reading a definition, you are actively learning by doing. And that, right there, is how you build the real confidence to go out and apply these concepts in the real world.
But theory's one thing. The real test is seeing these concepts in action, validating what you've learned with actual blueprints from the real world.
The platform is just packed with these super detailed case studies from really high-stakes industries. Think aerospace and pharmaceuticals. We're talking about the exact methods used to ensure the safety of airplane components and maintain the quality of medicines that people's lives depend on. I mean, the stakes literally could not be higher.
And listen, these aren't just some made-up, hypothetical examples. Nope, they're documented, verifiable methods. You can see exactly how something like SPC is used to meet tough automotive standards, or how gauge R&R, which is a great method for testing your measurement system, is applied in aircraft manufacturing. It's this real-world credibility that makes the whole thing so darn powerful. Of course, to really master these tools, you've got to be able to speak the language of data, right? A really comprehensive knowledge base that makes sure you're never, ever lost in all the jargon. So the statistical glossary is basically your go-to resource for demystifying all that technical jargon. All the terms are organized into these clear, logical categories so you can quickly find simple definitions and start building a really rock-solid understanding of the terminology.
Have you ever gotten confused by terms that sound almost the same, like repeatability and reproducibility? I mean, it's easy to do. One is about the variation from your equipment itself, and the other is about the variation from the people using it. It's a subtle difference, but it's so critical. And the glossary, it makes it crystal clear in like 2 seconds.
So when you put all of this together, what does it really add up to? Well, it's a fundamental shift. It's about moving away from just, crunching numbers to making truly confident, data-driven decisions. So here's the key takeaway, the big idea. The Six Sigma Center isn't just another toolbox. It's a fully integrated engine for learning. It creates this really powerful cycle. You'll learn a new concept, you see it proven out in the real world, and then you go and apply it yourself with total confidence because you know you've got this solid knowledge base to back you up.
In a world that is just drowning in data, the gap between simply calculating something and truly understanding it, that's where success is really found. So I guess the question to ask yourself is this: are you content to just keep calculating, or are you ready to start mastering?
Six Sigma Center.com.